Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video, we're going to be doing this simple nude nail art design using gel polish and water decals. Now to start off with, I'm going to be using the Kiki London rubber base in 01. 01 is a really nice, soft, milky white shade. If you use 2 coats of colour, then it's a bit more pigmented. But for this design, because I was working over a natural nail tip already, I did decide to only do 1 layer of colour because I didn't want it to be a too bright white. I wanted a bit more of a softer white. And I have left today's video in real time as it was just a simple one nail design, so I hope it's not too boring. Now with the rubber base coats, because they are a thicker consistency, I do like to really work it into the nail, especially when I'm working on natural nails, but it does self-level and even out beautifully. So now I've applied that first coat of colour, I'm going to pop it into cure for 30 seconds. Now for our marble, we're going to be using 3 Kiki London colours. So here I have the beautiful Hazel Night. Now this is a really rich caramel brown, but it has a beautiful shimmer to it. And I really love adding a shimmery colour into a marble. Then we have Oh Vanilla. This is one of my favourite Kiki colours. It's a beautiful pinky creamy colour, and I find I use this one a lot in marbles if I don't want to use a white. And then lastly, we're going to use Toffee Break. I wanted to keep all the colours quite brown and nudie, just to go with the vibe that I was going for. This design was actually inspired by Miss Lucy. I will leave her Instagram tagged below, and she is the owner of the company whose decals I'm also using in today's video. So I'm going to swirl through those gel polish colours to create our marble effect, and I really loved how it looked. I think this kind of colour combo would work brilliant if you wanted to do some coffee inspired nails as well. Now over the top of my rubber base coat, I'm going to come in with the Kiki London regular base coat, and I'm just going to be using this like you would a blooming gel because I don't have a blooming gel, but I do find this particular base coat works very similar to what a blooming gel would because it has a very thin consistency. So I'm just putting a really thin layer of this over the entire nail. Now up on the Kiki London channel, I will leave that linked in the description box below as well. I do have a lot more videos using the new rubber bases and talking about their pros, so do check that out if you're interested in those. I do also have a discount code for Kiki London, which I will leave in the description box below as well. So now I've left that base coat uncured, and I'm using the Kiki London round nail art brush to scoop off that marble from my palette and gently work it over the top of the base coat. You really don't want to play around with it too much. Like, my brush isn't making too much contact with the nail. I'm kind of just floating the product into the base coat, and the base coat grabs hold of that marble and kind of just lifts it off your brush. And then I just use really gentle strokes and circular motions to help pull the marble into place. Because the marble's already been created on the palette, you don't want to play around with it too much, as it will just mix those colours together a lot more. But where you have got the base coat, or if you've used a blooming gel down, it really helps the marble bloom out, especially around the edges. It really softens those, so you don't need to do too much work. Like, I've barely done anything, as you could see there, but I loved how this marble turned out. I thought it looked absolutely amazing. So I'm going to pop this into cure for 60 seconds just to make sure that all of that marble has fully cured. And then I'm going to take these water decals. As I said, they're from Miss Lucy. And these are I think they're called the Abstract Minimalist Line Art decals, but I will leave the full name in the description box below. I do also have a discount code for Miss Lucy decals, so I will leave that below as well, as that gets you 10% off your order. So I've placed my water decal face down onto my clear jelly stamper, and then I'm just moistening the back of it with some room temperature water. You want to wait around 10-20 seconds, and then the backing paper will slide off easily from the paper, or the paper will slide off easily from the decal, sorry. And then you are left with your image on your stamper, so you can look through your stamper and place it down directly where you want it to go. And because you are working over the tackier layer from your gel polishes, I find this really helps grab your water decal and secure it down without any creases or bubbles. I was just feeling over the surface of it there just to make sure it was all nice and smooth. If it wasn't, you could use a brush or a silicone tool to smooth it out. And we're now ready to come in and top coat. So I'm going to take my Kiki London No Wipe Rubber Top Coat, as this is my go-to top coat for sealing in water decals. I find where it's a little bit thicker, it evens out over the nail. So sometimes when you place something on top of the nail, whether it be hand painted or water decals, it can leave an ever so slight bump. So the rubber top coat, where it's that little bit thicker, just smooths that out, and you're left with a super smooth and glossy surface. So I'm just working this over the entire nail, just floating it on. Again, this product is a little bit thicker because it's a rubber top coat, but it self levels beautifully. And then pop that in to cure for 60 seconds, and this is the final result. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.